Hi there, beautiful souls, and welcome back, or welcome to the Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, all my videos are live feeds. Simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Happy Monday! What a beautiful morning it is here in Kitchener, Ontario. The air is fresh, the sun is out, the birds are chirping. I hope that you're off to a good start in your Monday, whatever Monday is bringing you. I hope you're off to a good start. I'm going to jump right into the energy update. Time is I'm a little bit limited for me today. I am working this morning, so I'm not quite sure how many questions I'll be able to grab. So I want to start with the energy update first, and I'll grab what I can, you guys. Okay? You know, I always work very hard to get as many of your questions answered as possible, but I really want to start with the energy update. So we are coming into some really interesting energy this week. It feels quite sensitive, some vulnerability. We're just feeling deeper. We're going to be feeling deeper this week. So you may be having a lot of those emotions or feeling a little bit vulnerable. The big V word can be hard for some of us, feeling vulnerable. Also have the big Scorpio full moon tonight. I got a good view of the moon last night, but tonight it is completely full. It's bringing in a lot of deep layers of our own truth. I'm really feeling our own truth, your truth. This going to be like amplified over the next couple days with a little bit of upheaval of emotions, just kind of like I'll call it a big release. There's a big release coming in. And sometimes we struggle with allowing that, allowing our feelings to flow, allowing ourselves to surrender to what we're feeling without judging our feelings or emotions or judging ourselves. Embrace that letting go, embrace that feeling of unknown. I also feel a lot of and I think I talked about this on Friday, I think. I feel a lot of that earthquake energy. Things are shaking up. So don't be surprised if you feel like you're being shaken up or moved into a different direction. It's all coming in divine timing for you. It's always right where we're supposed to be. I also feel physical world. Collectively, I feel a lot of earthquaking kind of energy. I think we're going to be seeing on the big world stage some shaking up of energy. I think that there's going to be a lot of things kind of pulled into this full moon as far as truth goes. So just kind of remember that I said it, you guys. I feel truth is going to be broadcasted huge this week. There's nowhere for the truth to kind of be covered up anymore. I feel like this full moon, and I think we're going to see this energy for the remainder of the year. Things are going to be very clear as to what things are. And I really feel truth is just huge. It's a powerhouse energy. The need for validation is still lingering. I think I talked about that on Friday as well, needing to be validated. Search within. I always say come back to validate yourself. You don't need to have external validation. Yes, it feels good, but it needs to really come from within. The remedy to surrender and go with the flow and allow yourself to feel. I know, many of us like to swallow our emotions or push them down. It is going to be a week of showing them, of showing up for yourself, of feeling through things. And we don't like to feel the feels. Now, there's also good in all of that too. It's good to be honest with ourselves. It's good that we have the truth and know where, what the truth is. It's good to have things move around. Like, the wash, rinse, repeat cycle only works for so long in the physical world, doing things the same way or the same feelings or the same people. Wash, rinse, repeat gets old. So I really feel this moon energy coming in this week energetically is going to be kind of like shifting that cycle of the same old thing. And we do struggle with that as humans. Some of us do, some of us don't, but some of us do struggle with that change. I also want to talk about briefly about opposite sides of things. I feel like there's going to be this opposite side, and that with people or even with yourself. You may feel like this opposite side, this but I feel this way, and but I feel that way, and I feel this way. Just allow yourself to navigate through that. And I also feel that maybe with the opposite side, maybe people that you're connecting with this week, maybe very very different opinions, and it's okay that people have their own opinions. We don't have to blend, right? So we don't have to blend what doesn't feel right to us. So just keep that in your awareness as well, because I really feel like opposite sides, and it doesn't feel like a negative thing. It just feels like a reminder of people are on their own journey, and they're gonna have different feelings, different thoughts, or different perspectives than you do, and it's okay. Sometimes we feel like we're being pulled into other people's perspectives, or sometimes we're the ones trying to pull people into our perspective. Just kind of allowing people can have their thoughts thoughts and their feelings and their emotions too. I don't have to blend with it. I don't have to absorb it. It's about loving and honoring other people's perspectives and points of view, and that's okay, right? Sometimes we feel like we're not heard, or sometimes we feel like we're not validated if somebody has a difference of opinion. We know, and just kind of remember that I said it. Have those words come back to you if you feel that opposition energy. That it's going to be kind of floating around this week, at a higher level. Watch for the suppressing. Watch for suppressing, and watch for the denial energy, denying how you're feeling, denying what you want, denying your desires. Try and lean into that flow, that surrender, that embrace. I'm going to embrace it. Just kind of allow that. With watch the resistance, because sometimes when we get into that resistance energy with not wanting to feel or tap into or embrace, it can get a little picky. Is kind of how I did like to describe it. All right, you guys, let's see where we're at here. I want to grab a few questions. That's what she said. I asked if I was cursed. Since you said no, is Charles cursed? Do I need to know what is blocking us from being together? Okay, so that's what she said. I'm going to tackle this a little bit. I don't feel a cursed energy. I truly don't. If you have concerns with that, I would give yourself a smudge and align to something different. Energy like that is what we align to, right? So when more of that, okay, I'm going to allow and I'm going to trust right now. But I would also, if you're concerned, I would give yourself a smudge. I would smudge the energy around you. I would connect with the earth and shift that a little bit. But I truly don't feel that. I feel like the block is more of I'm going to trust the divine timing of it. And I know as humans, we want it now. We want the relationship now. We want to be together now. And fair enough. Fair enough. You've been waiting a long time and you've been through a lot. I feel you there. That's what she said. But I just want you to kind of like drift over just a little pinch, even if you have to lean over, just slightly lean your body. I'm going to trust the timing of this right now. I'm going to work on that. And I'm going to allow things to come and go. And, that's a spiritual practice that I do almost every day, whether it be with people, situations, energy. I kind of, I allow it. I'm going to allow, and I'm going to trust. And I know that's a really hard one to do, but I truly don't feel that there's anything there that's been put against you, either, from the universe or from other people. I just don't feel that there. But I would never tell you how to feel. That's what she said. So if you have those concerns, look into ways of shifting out of that energy. Jasmine, hi Lana, good morning. What do my spirit team want me to know right now? And also, why do I dream about my friend Brianna last night? She is alive. So we do pick up on other people's energy sometimes, and sometimes a dream is just a dream. I do feel here, and I feel the dream feels kind of light. Jasmine, was it kind of light? Because I don't feel heavy with it. I just feel kind of light. I feel like this is a supportive energy. I feel like there is a support for each other, and I feel like there's like some kind of blooming coming between the two of you there. So I'm just curious if you've been, spending more time together or making plans together. There feels like a blooming there. Your spirit council wants you to know, Jasmine, and I know it is a common statement, but they're yelling it at me. You are enough, and you're doing your best from where you're standing. I really feel they want you to hear that. So perhaps you can kind of, mantra that a couple times today. I'm doing the best from where I'm standing, and I am enough. And I just feel, I don't know if you're harder on yourself, or if you got a little bit of judgment going on with yourself, but they're shouting that at me. Maruna Helena, my cat Lucy, her ear area looks swollen. Should I be concerned? Also, the job that I started makes me anxious because I'm a beginner, especially answering the phone calls. What do my guides say? I feel like if you have concerns with Lucy's ear, I feel like you should see a vet. I always lean on the side of caution. So have that looked at, especially if it's been going on for a little bit. I don't feel overly worried, but I feel like if you got concerns there, please see a vet. I feel, and like you said, Maruna, I'm a beginner. Lean into that. I'm learning right now. Yes, new beginnings can make us quite anxious, right? So leaning into reminding yourself of that more and more, Maruna. I'm learning, and I'm doing the best that I can. And the phone is not the phone. The phone is teaching me how to be patient. Look at what you're learning right now. The phone is teaching you to be patient with people. The phone is teaching me that I'm learning. It is not easy dealing with people on the phone. Absolutely. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes people's behavior on a phone can be very different than how they would interact with you in person. So just remind yourself that you're learning. I'm learning. And the energy that you lean into will often help deal with people on the other side because people feel our energy. Okay. Good morning, Lana. CT scan today. Sending you love and light with that spring. You go, girl. Wes is on the bus. Hey, Lana, this is from Tia. Do you think the person I'm with is right for me? Let me have a big sip of my tea here on that. um, I really feel that you need to feel that, Tia. When we question things, okay, so and I'm really careful, and people who know me personally know that I'm even in my personal life, I'm very careful on telling people what to do. It's your journey, right? But however, I will guide you with the energy, Tia. I feel like if you have a knowing or a question, if you're in the right place, take a look. Take a look. I also ask spirit for clarity, and I always ask spirit to show me the way. Show me the way. Am I on the right path here? If you feel that this is the right person for right now, it's all about the power of now anyway. In many of my relationships, long term or short term friendships, or at different levels of relationships, it's all about the right now. If things are going to change, I'm open to see it, but right now, do I feel that it's right? And that's the kind of question that you need to ask yourself, Tia. We all, as humans, and I do understand this, right? I do understand the desire to never want to change or lose a partner. 100%. But we don't always know the details of our soul contract in great detail, and we've got choice and free will. And Spirit has talked to me at length about the choice and free will part. But sometimes, and this isn't necessarily for directed at you, Tia, but sometimes people do come and go because they're meant to. And I say this to people all the time. If you ever feel you need to go in a different direction, please know I'm cheering for you, and I'm grateful that I had my time with you. I know that's a hard one to write. It took me a long time to get to that point as well, but I truly firmly believe that people come and go as they need to. I would never hold on to somebody that needed to go in their own separate direction. But Tia, does it feel right for you right now? How do you feel about that? I know it's not a direct answer. Spirit has always been very clear with me that it's not my job and it's not their job to, judge or make decisions, or it's more of a guidance and a teaching opportunity is how they use it, and that's how I give it. It has to feel good for you. um Shy, I went to look at a possible new place I might go to live. I had a really good impression. I might do it. I know. I love that you're trusting there, Shy, and I'm glad that you went and felt the energy and felt how this feel. Does it feel like the right time? And trust what you get. Mandy, good morning, Lana. Anything from my spirit guides? Get tests today. Big week ahead and lots happening. Mandy, make sure that you're balanced. Balance is a big word. I even posted it in my on my socials this morning about balance. As you have a lot going on. This week, make sure that you're finding moments where you can just get a chance to breathe, where I can just get a chance to ground myself, where I can just get. I also feel like your mom and dad are there with you, holding your hand as you navigate through this. It's like the one on each side. When you're helping somebody learn to walk, it's kind of like they've got you. They're holding your hands and helping you support this. Lean on them, and just make sure that you can spend a moment looking at the sky. If you can get your back against a tree or just simply breathing, Mandy. You make sure that you balance is huge, right? Balance is so huge. Daigu Dogan. I hope I pronounced that right, darling. Um, Hi, Lana. Can I perhaps receive some messages from Spirit? Absolutely, darling. Just give me a second to tap in there. I feel like I've got a lot of new doors opening. So I'm really curious if you've been kind of like asking for new opportunities or new directions, because I see new doors, a lot of new doors, but I also see you now knocking on them. So for me, that means that you're kind of like seeking. You're trying the handle. I'm gonna try and turn that door. Is it open? Great. If it doesn't, great. Kind of like in the next direction. I also feel Daigu Dugan, that I feel like this deeper rooting spiritually. So it's like you're looking for something deeper relationships, deeper connection, deeper feelings. I feel like it's like I'm ready for those roots to grow deeper. So good job for you. I also feel like communicating with your guides even more, asking them to come with you, asking them what they think, asking for guidance. I feel like the asking is something that I just need to turn the volume up just a little bit more of the asking. I also see a lot of purple around you, and purple is a very spiritual color. So I would, if you can get an amethyst or a purple, or wear a purple shirt, or even a purple crayon in your pocket. I don't know. I feel like I've got to get you to carry something purple. Really, really unique. That's a unique message. So I will leave that there for you. Olivia, good morning, Len, and everyone bless. Oh, and someone's, Wes, please be careful. I love that. Look at you guys. Well, Jasmine, what? So where'd my mouse go? Why was my energy feeling so low? And was I feeling so angry this weekend? I have ringing in both ears, and I'm having a spiritual. Am I having a spiritual transformation? The ringing in your ears quite often is spirit trying to get your attention. If it can, if it continues or we feel it's different, always get medical attention. I would never want to replace medical attention with this, but um, quite often, most of my students, when they're first working with spirit, will get this ringing in their ears. It's the spirit dimensions communicating. It has a, and the reason for that is the spirit dimensions have a very different vibration. It sounds different over there. It feels different over there. And when they come in this way to us, they bring in a different vibration. So our physical, because we are physical, we have to adjust our hearing, our seeing, our feeling. It's something that even continues to happen with me, my mediumship. It feels very different. So we learn to adjust our physical bodies to it. Jasmine, I feel like, and it comes back into what I talked about Friday and today. We are coming into our dark side. We are coming into some feelings and some emotions. We are letting go. It's about learning how to let go. Learn it. So Jasmine, if the full moon resonates with you, get outside tonight and just kind of say, you know what, I'm here for a charge me up, and also give things to the full moon. A letting go process will help. Will help. I also feel, Jasmine, some of this anger feels old. I feel like it's old. I had to dust it off there when I tapped into it. I feel like it's old stuff. And when we're growing spiritually, it's not unusual for the old stuff to bubble up. It's like there it is, right? And it's just a release. So getting yourself in more of a release. You don't have to label it or know what it is. Just know that I'm feeling this and I'm releasing it. The big, deeper layers of our truth are bubbling up. Deep layers are going to be kind of shifting this week with this full moon. And it's a Scorpio full moon. It's a watery full moon. So all of that is very sensitive, emotions, vulnerability, but it also brings a lot of magic, a lot of deeper spiritual connection, a lot of our truth, how we really feel. We're ready to grow. That's what this week is going to bring. And some of us feel it at different times, and some of us don't feel it at all, and it's okay, right? So just always, as always, take what resonates, you guys. That's what she said. Smash that like button. I appreciate you guys so much. um that color looks lovely on you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm trying to get into wearing a little bit more colors. I tend to lean to like blacks and browns and dark greens. I'm trying to lighten up my wardrobe a little bit. Dee Dee, any thoughts to help me help my spouse love himself and understand that the energy is affecting everyone? Oh, bless. He is always so hard on himself with past hurts and shadows. Dee Dee, I think you're doing really well at guiding him with your own knowledge and your own spiritual growth. And here's what I do. Okay, I still need a little sip of my tea, Dee Dee. I serve up. So I serve up, my thoughts, my feelings, what helped me. All those things, Dee Dee, because Dee Dee, you took my levels 1, 2, and I think 3. Dee Dee, sharing that and allowing him to pick it up if it resonates and not pick it up if it doesn't. I feel like, it's always like, here's a serving of things that might help, and truly being okay with what people pick up and what people don't pick up. People don't have to pick up what we offer them. They're working through their own stuff at their own pace. And I do feel, Dee Dee, that he has made tiny steps forward. And I often remind myself and other people, they are learning that right now. I stay in my lane with it. I serve something up that might help. They are learning that right now. And I also encourage people to really speak their truth. I mean, you're probably one of the safest people that he can share with. Do a dare to share. So we do dare to shares. Dare to share with me how you're feeling today. And sometimes all we can do is simply sit back and listen. We don't have to have an answer. We just have to hold the space. But try doing a dare to share, and make it fun. I'll often do it randomly to people. Dare to share. Dare to share, and then but then I zip it. I do zip it, because we do have to be, listen. Sometimes that's all people need is to listen, and or if they say, "What do you think about that?" or any suggestions, then I'll intervene, or not intervene, but then I'll offer up. I'll serve up some suggestions. I also feel, Dee Dee, that some of this is like again with the wash rinse repeat. I think as we're coming into like a new season and new things going on, and new adventures, I do feel like he's going to naturally let go. Everybody lets go differently, and everybody speaks differently. Some of us are more emotional when we speak, and are, have an easier time at letting go. Some of us do this. I also feel he's rewiring, Dee Dee. I feel like there's like the old programming, old ways of thinking. It's like that rewiring, and he's just doing it at his own space and then at his own pace. Okay, I hope that is helpful there. I gotta watch the clock, you guys. Eek, eek. I could sit here all day. Debbie Jones, hi everyone, celebrating 46 years of marriage today. Cheers to 46 years. Congratulations. I love that. I love that. Well done. Um, Ashley, does Spirit have any messages for me? Actually, I feel like I don't know if you're I just feel like a higher level of anxiety or worry, perhaps it's worry that I'm tapping into. And I feel like I've got to say, just simply let go. I feel like it's like everything is always working out for you. I feel like I have to like talk myself through some random thoughts. And I feel like I have to say allow things to come and go as far as thoughts go. Not everything needs your attention. So I don't know if you've been feeling like that needs my attention or that needs my attention and that needs my attention. I just feel like I need to say what doesn't need your attention will sort out on its own too. Sometimes, and this is for all of us, me included, sometimes things will sort itself out without us getting involved in it. Sometimes we don't have to have a solution or an answer. We can just observe rather than absorb things that are happening around us. I just feel actually like need this spirit is saying like not everything needs your attention. Like not everything needs you don't have to be pulled in so many different ways or not pulled all the time. So, if it doesn't resonate right now, actually, just kind of remember that I said it because I feel like this way, and then pulls. Like everything's got my attention. Like it's almost like that squirrel. And that's how it feels to me. It's kind of like that jolted energy. So not everything needs your attention. Just kind of remember that, Ashley. Um, Lisa Church, just good morning. Do I have messages from my spirit guides? Um, Lisa, I feel the need to write. So if you don't journal, do a little bit of journaling today, and whatever comes to your mind. I feel like this connection between you and your spirit guides. Just simply asking, what do I need to know, or what do I need to feel, what do I need to see, and a lot. Literally a pen in my hand. It's not this. It's actually a pen. I just feel like I don't know if there's an automatic writing connection there with you, Lisa, or if writing helps you kind of like stay in the moment, know to your head. They just literally handed me a book and a pen, or perhaps there's a book within you. I just feel like I have to say, grab a book or a notebook and grab a pen and allow yourself some time to just, what do I know? It has this really interesting feel to it, and it feels very, very good. Painted Gray. Does Spirit have anything to say to me? I'm in a busy time for my art, and I don't want to enjoy the time without being completely stressed. I don't want. I want to enjoy the time without being completely stressed out. Back into the no control. Just allow. I know it's busy. I'm going to allow it. I'm going to remember why I'm doing this. I'm going to remember why I'm doing this. Oh, I love that. I'm going to feel into, why I want to do this. That energy there, Painted Gray, I think will help you put down the stress. I also feel that, I always get things done on time. I feel like I need to kind of like make that a little bit of a mantra. And I also feel like I've got to give a little bit more of your to-do list with your art to Spirit. Take the paintbrush or take the pen or take the pencil. I feel like I need to say, like help me through this a little bit more. I also feel like this flow with them. There's some kind of momentum here with this flow with Spirit and your artwork. Time to breathe. Less worry. Turning down the volume. We can turn down the volume of what we're thinking, and we can turn down the volume of stress. You know it has to be done, and it's going to get done, right? Kind of thing. I've had to learn that the hard way too, Painted Gray, where I've just had to trust Spirit. I've got a bunch of workshops that I'm teaching this week, and I just have to say to Spirit, okay, if you can, I'm going to show up and just give me the information, right? Just kind of allowing that to kind of take the lead. All right. DN Way. I have a strong connection with someone who's in spirit. Haven't met with him physically. I'm stronger and better because of him. I want to dedicate him and send him all of you infinite love, light, and always. That is so beautiful. That and I just love that your awareness on that you're stronger and better because of him and that connection to the spirit dimensions. It's a glorious, glorious connection. Okay. Guys, I have to be online in a few short minutes with clients, and then I'm teaching workshops in person today, and I'm really excited about them. I'm really excited about the new workshops that I'm teaching in person. I'm going down to teach some workshops at a place called Frontline Forward. It's a group of frontline workers, and I'm really excited to spend the afternoon and into the evening with them. I will see you guys Friday. I know I didn't get to everybody's comments or questions, but you can join me back on Friday morning for an Ask the Medium. As always, I'm wishing you thumbs up, you guys. Love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided week. Take care.